Hey everyone, so I got this from a guy on Facebook Marketplace down in Fairfax, Virginia, near Fairfax Circle for $280. So now I'm working on trying to return this to Amazon because I guess I bought it from Jackery. So yeah, that's going to be a struggle. And then I got the car adapter today for the Jackery. I'm going to return it too. If I can't return this, then I guess I'll keep it and use it for a UPS for this whole setup here, maybe. I don't know, but I'm going to do a test on it. I just fully charged it 100%, so we're going to do the heater element in ice cold water test, because that's going to stress test this inverter. This is an 1800 watt inverter. This should only be about 14 something watts. Let's turn on the AC there, and then I wish I could have the app side by side as this, but can't, unfortunately. So I didn't turn it on all the way there. Okay, there we go. Oh wow, we're doing 15, and you guys can see the water starting to move around, so the heater's working. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It says we only have about a half hour left. So let me go get the voltage tester. Okay, so we're doing, oh wow, we're doing 123 volts. Wow, so that's good actually, to be honest. That's really good. And I think the battery in here is a 50-some volt battery. So here's the battery expansion port. It has 5 communication ports. I don't know. There's 1, 2, and then the main battery port. So I'm going to voltmeter that too and see if that's direct to the battery. It may not. It may be where it has to sense the battery in order to actually push power through those ports. And then here is the 120 volt charging port with a 20 amp breaker. But yeah, and then I like the fact that it has two USB-C ports that are 100 watts each. So that's actually really nice. And then it's got the 10 amp maximum car charger and 20 amp max XT60. But the cords that came with this that would fit in here obviously don't fit in here. The reason why I'm doing this anyway is because I have an adjustable power supply right here that I could use. It gives the volt and the amperage output. You can go from 0 to 24, and this is 0 to 20 amp. I have it all the way to max. It's just maintaining the battery right now. So I'm going to be using this to try and charge the pecron here. I'm going to probably try to take these connectors off very carefully so I could save them, and then that way I could use this cord for hooking up to a set of jumper cables or something, and then that way I could charge directly from my van as I'm driving down the road instead of a 20 amp charge, because if you use the car cord you can only do the 8 amp charge on, but if I use this I might be able to switch it over to the 20 amp charge and get 250 watts max or something like that. I think, yeah, I think 250 watts max at like 14.2 volts, right? So, but yeah, it's about a 1500 watt heater. So, and this is really a safe test to do because it does a consistent draw. It's not like up and down with an inductive load like a refrigerator or a air conditioner or something. I mean, I'm sure this will run the window AC. I'm pretty sure of it. But yeah, this will do a consistent draw. There we go. Now we're down. So yeah, I'm gonna pause it right here, and when it gets down a little bit more, I'll give you guys an update. I just hooked it up directly to the ports, and I'm getting 50 volts. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's providing power directly out of the ports without using those smart those other 5 little holes that's in there. So I could essentially, so I guess that side's positive and the other one's negative. So yeah, I could essentially just put a 48 volt battery up on this thing, make like a custom cord, or put pins on and get a 48 volt, or make a 48 volt battery. I don't know, something, right? I could expand the shit out of this thing, you know. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's still doing pretty good though. So I think the fans that blow the heat is over here, so blowing the heat this way, and sucking it in over there. So it's pretty warm, but I know this thing will run the microwave now at this point because of that wattage, you know. Well, here's the update. It's at 50.32, and it's still pulling about 1,522 watts, and it's at 49%. About 20 minutes left, and still putting out 123 volts, pretty steady too, so that's good. And water's boiling, you can see it steaming. It'd actually be nice to have a little bit of humidity here in the apartment anyways, you know. So I mean, the water's pretty hot, but this is how I used to get hot water for doing clothes, washing hands, things like that when I was in the van before I had put a water heater and hot and cold faucets and sink and all that in the van. So, but yeah, this thing will run a water heater though, and the Jackery will too. That will run my other water heater too. So yeah, that's pretty awesome that it runs a water heater, you know. And this water's heating up pretty quick too. So 123 volts at yeah, so that's 123 volts, and whatever wattage that element is, you know, that'll be the amperage that you get. I think you divide watts and volts or something like that. I just use an app on the phone and it tells me, so that's how I do it. Battery voltage is going down pretty quick here, so, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. I want to drain it all the way down since I fully charged. I want to do a full cycle on it to kind of break it in and see how it performs, you know. So, well, everybody, it's almost done. We shopped at 1,525 watts, still 123 volts coming out, and we're at 48.9 volts. You can always do it that way. And then I already have this set up. I already have it plugged in, so we're going to be able to get the wattage going out, coming into here. And we're going to be able to look at the amps and the voltage. And I'm going to set this for 20 amps. As you can see, actually, we turn the light on. We're going to set for 20 amps, and we're going to see how many watts the wattage reads on here versus the wattage going in, because you know, when you go from AC to DC, you always have those conversion losses. But we're actually not on the internal battery here. This is acting as a UPS, so power is coming from the wall and into the unit. So it's acting as a power strip essentially, just with a battery attached to it, so to speak. So this is a real world test. This is like actually real world test. And a lot of these YouTubers always do a clean, they got their desk all cleaned up and all nice and shiny and everything, but I don't do that. I try to, you know, like this guy here, he's going to do some testing. I wanted to watch this, and he's going to do testing on this and think outside the box, but this is really taking it to the next step, in my opinion. So let's see what happens here. So we're at 2%. As you guys can see, the water's already steaming hot. Like, it's starting to boil. It's like, at least I'm putting some moisture back into the air. It's actually cold at the bottom and hot at the top, so it kind of sucks. I wish I had a way to stir it up, you know. But I don't really have anything I could stir it up with, you know. That's crazy. You can see the individual water drops. That's pretty cool. It's almost done. And it's not even hot right here. I mean, of course, this cord can handle the handle up to 1800 watts. So I think 16 amps or something like that. It can handle like 15, 16 amps. So, but yeah, actually the wattage kind of shot up to 1529 now. So it was like 1522 for a while, and it's about to shut down. And then when we, yeah, it's like, the air is moderately warm. It ain't bad. The one guy in a video he did like a heat soak stress test kind of thing, but he really pushed it to the 1800 watt. It was like 1795, I think, is what he had it at. So mine's what, maybe 100, 200 watts below that, I think. Probably like 150 to 270, maybe 200 watts below that one. So. And the battery's at 45 volts, 45.9. There we go, it just shut off. Oh, let's plug in our cable. I actually cut the MC4 off. I really didn't want to do that, but it is what it is. So. And let's see what we do here. I should unplug this. I don't know if the inverter comes on or not. There. Yeah, that's the setup. So it's pretty awesome, right? I want that shit to fall on me though. You know what I could do? I could put it on the metal TV stand. It'll be safe there. And it's not doing any more than 8 watts. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. I mean, we got 24.7, it's almost 25 volts going in. You'd think it would do more than that. Yeah, that water's already... That's crazy hot, right? Wow. Dump it down my sink, it'll get rid of all the junk that's in the drain. But yeah, you know what I could do? I could actually breathe in the water. I mean, the steam help to... Actually, I want to clean my glasses real quick. Weird. Oh, damn. Shit could have went everywhere. Shit could have went everywhere. Oh my god, what a fucking mess. Fucking mess. now. Pecron charger won't charge. What's in the freezer for a bit? See if it'll cool off. See what happens.
Mechanical crawl up the vehicle, ETA like 20 minutes, still been all clear. Sure.
Dump it in the tub.
Perfect. Go ahead. Hand me that ring on my truck company. So, you get a 6. Okay, perfect. That's
Take a fucking charge. Alright, I just got this out of the freezer. I wanted to see if it'll take a charge now. Okay, I just plugged it in. I wanted to try to cool it off. Its symbol's still coming up though. Temp symbol. So I don't know. We might not want to really take a charge. Because internally it's still warm, you know. Well, I cooled it off. I ran cold air through it with the blower. I ran it through and cool air came out the other side where the hot air number was and still isn't taking a charge. I tried the 24 volt, I tried the 110 volt currently. I mean, it's only getting 27 watts. So I don't know what's going on with this thing. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that the temp icon's flashing. So okay, everybody, so here is the Pecron E1000LFP. I just took the lid off, as you can see here. I'm gonna sit down my desk. Already took the cover off. It's a pretty good ABS cover, pretty sturdy, you know. As you can see, it's got a hexagon pattern for strength. So, I don't know how I know this shit. I know my stuff. So, that being said, so right here is the main battery, positive, negative. It's going to be 50 some volts out. I don't know the exact voltage, but right here it's an XT60 connector. We can multimeter that right now. So let's do that. Let me get the multimeter out. And I don't want to short those two together because the battery is somewhat got at least a good 1% charge on it. So, you know, it's about 55 volts right now. We got 32 point some, yeah, 32 volts. Weird. Maybe there's another one on the other side here, and they combine two series batteries. That's my guess. But let's see what, yeah, let's see how this goes. So, I already took the two screws off for this cover. I want to document this because of the fact that this has not been documented before, you know? So, oh, I saw it flying here. Alright, and then we'll take this cover off. I'm going to take these two screws out. There's fans in here. For some reason, this thing won't charge because it's hot. So I'm just like, what the hell, you know? So that's why I'm taking it apart, just to see what could be the actual deal, this power station. Oh, and if you guys notice right here, see all this right here, all this this white crap, that's like that hot snot super glue type shit. I don't know what you call it. Okay, well let's take this cover off. Let's see what's underneath here. Okay, so we have the inverter module with heat sinks. Actually, let's see if those are even live, just to be safe. Sometimes these are actually live. We're in the millivolt range. Guess I'm draining off some residual power, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm draining off residual power, so it's good. Alright. So this is like what the heck's going on here? Oh, this is purposely, okay. I was like, that's kind of bent. There's a little daughter board right here. It's kind of bent that way for some reason. I mean, these are cool to the touch, so I don't know why it wouldn't take a charge. That's strange. Let me see here. So we have positive, negative going from there to there for some reason. There's another one. Yeah, pretty weird. I wonder if this whole thing could come up. I'm assuming it could. I just don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to break it, you know. I paid $280 for this thing, so here's a transformer. Yeah, they got this weird coating up on there too. I don't know what that's supposed to be. There's like this hot snot white crap around here. Like right here's incoming power cable soldered onto this C13 connector. I could actually just take the cover off, see? Well, yeah, I could just push that down and take it right out if I need to. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, this thing's getting dirty. Not dirty, but you know what I mean, like all this dust on here, you know? That's one thing I don't like about the rubber type stuff. It gets filthy really quick, you know? But yeah, I don't know what's really going on here, so. I have to try to cool it down so I can see if it'll actually take a charge now. Plug it into this jack right here. Use it like a power strip right now. I'm going to plug this connector back in because I don't know if that's... There we go. Let's see. Yeah, it comes back to life here. So maybe that's the battery main. I don't know. I don't know why it's in the 50-some volt range then. Well, let's see if we'll take a charger now, you know, because the temperature icon is coming on, you know. So I hear a click. I don't see the temperature icon flashing, so that's a good sign. It's taking a charge now. Fans are kicking in. Alright, cool. Yeah, that solved it. Yeah, it was really like 120 degrees before, so I think by me opening it up, it And doing that thing with the blower, it helped cool it off, you know. So I wanted to see how much I could take this 24 volt and set it at. So let me plug this in. I got it set for 8 amps right now. I want to see if it matches 8 amps on the power supply here. Alright, so we're taking 17 watts, 23. We're at 2 amps, almost 3. I got 24 volts coming out of it. So got 82 watts, 86 watts, 92 watts, 94 watts. I want to see if it matches the jack rate output. So we're at 6 amps, 137 watts, 152 watts, 160 watts. And that's at 24 volts. And that's only set for 8 amps. So yeah, 8.2 amps. That's a maximum. But at 8.2 amps, it's almost 200 watts at 24 volts. And 222 watts here. So there's a little bit of a conversion loss. I'm going to switch it to 20 amp now. And now it's going up on the power supply here. Alright. Wow. Because this is simulating the solar panels, okay? This is like a solar panel simulator. Let's put it that way. Solar panel simulator. Wow. I could charge it at almost 472 watts at 24 volts. We're maxing out at 20 amps, at 20.9 amps right now on this power supply. And I can verify that with the clamp. Zero it out. And we're at 20.4, so yeah, we're just, yeah, a little bit of a discrepancy, but we're at 500 watts. 502 watts right now. And 573 coming out of the jackery, so, yeah. I'm gonna grab the camera here, I'll show you guys the setup a lot better. Well, let me move it around here. See that, you guys? 20.8, 20.9, 502, 24.8 volts. So we can get roughly 500, I'd say 510 watts from 24 volts. That's not bad. So that means that I could as you can see, this is my whole laboratory here. But as you guys can see, we can get 500 watts out of the power supply from Amazon. So I bet if I grab the other power supply, it's got almost 30 volts coming out of it, and we're going to get more. So that fan's really going. So yeah, we're at 3% now. I want to see if these are live. I don't want to touch them until I know what's what. Okay. Turn the AC on. Maybe they're isolated. Nope, we got 27 volts AC. So, yeah, they're not isolated. They're definitely not isolated. We got 502 coming out of here, and we got 575 going in. I mean, being used. So there's some conversion losses, But yeah, this thing isn't hot though. I mean, it's hot, but it's not like crazy hot. So. We're going to throttle it down, and then I'm going to get the other power supply connected up, and then we're going to see what it does. So let me pause this video here and we'll do that. Actually, it's a 12 amp power supply, so it's going to do less than this. So, but yeah, we're at 200 watts right now though, so it's not bad. Switch it back to 20 amp and see what happens. I just disconnected it. Power's dropping down. Huh. And there's no... Well, essentially, I guess it's just being powered from the power supply here, is my assumption. We could simulate a voltage from the alternator too, at 14.2, and see what that does, Yeah, there's a fan running though. Oh, it's a little one right here. So this is the MPPT controller, is right on the front here. That's the MPPT. So yeah, so now we're simulating the alternator, and I want to see what the maximum wattage is at 14.2 at 20 amps, because I plan on hooking this cord directly to my starting battery behind my passenger seat, and so therefore when I drive around, it's going to charge. It's going to keep this charged up, or charge it up to a good amount. So I want to test it out and make sure it's going to do what it has to do. So, yeah, we're at 20 amps now. We're at the maximum of this power supply. We're getting 83 watts going into the power station here. So, yeah, 284 watts. That's not bad. But I got a 12 to 24 volt converter. I'm going to test that out and see what it does. You got it right here. It says it's 240 watts, so I mean it's probably going to be less than this. Want to give this a chance to cool off. not trying to block the view so you guys can watch this. So now it's going to simulate if I want to use this in the van, connect it to my battery with jumper cable leads or whatever. Okay, there we go. So we're at 14.2. Oh, we're holding steady. So I'm going to assume we're probably going to pull 14 to 16 amps on the 12 volt side, and we're going to pull 8 on the 24 volt side. So, yeah, see, it's already at 12 amps. 13, 14. 190 watts. So 14.5 amps and 193 watts. Let's set it for 20. Gonna max this thing out pretty much. And we're gonna max this out too. 8.6. Wow, we're actually maxing it out now. Yeah, we're actually maxing this thing out. That's crazy. Yeah, we're maxing it out. Yeah, we're maxing it out. So let's go back to the original 14.2, you know, and we're going to test that again. If I can just hook this directly up to my starting battery, so be it. Kept those little things on there because it says positive and negative, lets me know which wires are which. I'm going to go up to 14.2, just woke it up. Actually, let's see where it starts charging at. We're at 10. Alright, we're at about 11 volts. Starts charging at about 11 volts. Starts taking about 2.3 amps, so set it for 20 amps. Yeah, it starts taking a charge at around 11 volts. Maybe 10.5 it starts taking a charge. Yeah, around 10.5 it starts taking a charge. Around 10.5. And 10.4 it shuts off charging. So this MPPT is only activated at 10.5 all the way to, I think it's 60, yeah, it says 11 to 60 volts, but we confirmed it's 10.5 volts. So as you can see right here, prop it up. It's at 10.4. And now we're at 10.5 and it's taking about 2 amp charge, 3 amps. So yeah, it starts working about 10.5 volts. Let's go up to 14.2 again. Let's say 14.3. That's usually where my alternator will keep the voltage about 14.3 to 14.2. So we're getting up there in amperage now. Yep. So yeah, this thing will draw about 21 amps at 14.3. So yeah, it'll get quickly charged off my as I drive around. So that's good. And I can even run it without using the internal battery. I can just keep it plugged in. And wherever it gets used, it'll just go up to roughly 21 amps, you know? So that's pretty awesome. And we got the DC right here. Actually, let's see what the got this little plug-in tester here. 122 volts. And if I hit it doesn't trip it out or anything, so it doesn't act like a GFI. Pretty warm right here on the side. I mean, it's pushing out the amps, you know. So we got 52.2 volts. Verify that with the meter here. And 51.9 volts. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. I'm going to show you guys the inside of this thing. Alright, so this is what it looks like. So this is the setup here. You hear the fan going. It's a nice little power. I think I got it for like $8 or 10. I don't know. It was like, it wasn't much from Amazon. So there's the incoming. Now the accuracy of that, I mean, it isn't that accurate. I trust that meter more than I do this. But I just feel it to make sure it doesn't get hot. Because I mean, this is gonna go. This cable is gonna go up in the van. I'll probably extend it out with some RV cable, you know, some RV power cable. That's 10 gauge, can handle up to 30 amps. This is less than 30 amps, so there's plenty of overhead. And yeah, so here's the inside. That's the MPPT controller. That's the fan for it, as you guys can see. And then here's the inverter board. So, and then there's the incoming power. So it's basically an inverter charger. It's pretty much the same thing as that. That's an inverter charger. It does the same exact thing. You pull the power, it automatically switches over the battery. You plug it back in, it turns back into a battery charger, starts charging the battery. Same exact thing. It's just on a miniaturized scale. So, you know, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, there ain't much to it, but you know, it's pretty cool. I mean, I want to see the cells, but it's just I don't want to go too far into it, you know, without having to take it completely apart. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see what cells it has. I'm assuming 18650 cylindrical, or maybe you know, the slightly bigger ones. 18650 is a little smaller. Maybe the ones about as big around as a cigarette lighter, you know. So I'm looking to sell this. If I can't return it, I'm looking to sell it. I got the car adapter for it too. So yeah, really dusty around here, but yeah. Set it for 14. Yeah, it'll still pull 20 amps. So. And it'll take about 4 hours of charge, so it's not too bad. Oh, it tells you the voltage, and oh, I didn't realize that. Look. Okay. So you hit that, and it tells you. Okay, I see what it does now. Okay, there we go. So that's cool. At least we know that now. But yeah, pecron 1800 watt inverter, 1000 watt hour battery in it. Yeah, pretty cool. I'll see you guys later. Like and share and subscribe to this partial teardown video and testing. So.